It's time to do a big one. Hey, what's happening, guys? SoulReaper03 here, and welcome to Elden Ring. The last of the Soul series, well, that I'm planning on doing. And the biggest game that From Software have released to date. So I plan on doing a full Let's Play series on this game. From start to finish, I'm going to try and do as much as possible. Just a heads up, this series is going to be probably quite lengthy. This is a big game. It's about 60 hours worth of content, I think, in it. Something along that lines. As I said, it's going to be a multiple part playlist, much like Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, and Bloodborne before it. I know I said I wasn't going to do Shadow of the Erdtree. I still stand by that. However, because at the time of recording this, because I'm recording this way in advance, because given that this is probably going to be the biggest series on my channel to date in terms of size as well as, you know, popularity and shit like that. Especially with Night Rain around the corner. This is... So the plan is, I'm recording this at the beginning of May. You won't be seeing these videos until the start of July at the earliest. It depends on how big FNAF Secret of the Mimic is. So the plan is, this series is going to take us up from FNAF up until, in theory, I'm hoping Ghost of Yotai in October. They are releasing... There's obviously the Metal Gear game that's coming out in August. I can't remember when in August that is. I'll put it in a caption or something in the video once I learn it. And they've just announced that they're releasing Gears of War Reloaded on PS5 on... I think the thing said the 26th of August. So once I don't know. I've decided I'm not going to do a video on not Ghost of Yotai, on Metal Gear Solid Delta, because I went back and played 5 recently, and I wasn't a big fan. I didn't enjoy it as much as I remembered. I might do a video on Gears of War. I haven't decided yet. But yeah. I'm not going to do... I think I've said this already, but I'm going to say it again anyway. I'm not going to do a video on Night Rain. Purely because it doesn't look like a game I'd enjoy. Which, as you guys can probably understand, is... If I'm playing a game I'm going to enjoy, it's not fun for me to do in terms of content for the channel, never mind you guys watching. So yeah, the plan is, it's going to be Doom from the 15th. Obviously, once when you guys are seeing this will obviously already be done. Doom is in May. June is FNAF Secret of the Mimic. July onwards will be this, and then we've got Ghost of Yotai in October, and then we've got COD. End of October, beginning of November usually. I don't think there are any other games coming out this year. I could be wrong. Only time will tell. But anyway, Bonks returning, you'll be glad to know. I have played this game to death. Like, look at... They obviously aren't all finished, but look at all these builds. New game. So, strength... I don't know. Gotta be in caps. Bonk. I always go with the golden seed because the rest are kind of useless. So the plan is, for this initial video at least, I'm going to be doing I'm going to be doing the intro of the game, obviously character creation and stuff. We're going to be then doing starting area. I want to go down. This first episode, I want to go down and do the Weeping Peninsula. I want to go there anyway, just because that's where the Morning Star is, the weapon I'm going to be using for... Well, the first half of this build. I'm not going to be using it for the entire half of this build. Just the entire build is just going to be this half of the build. We're going to be getting up until the capital, which is about I'd say about the halfway point of the game. At which point we'd be getting the Giant's Crusher, which is it's I'd argue the best strength weapon in the game. Originally, I was going to use the Double Great Stars, which is also a very good viable strength build weapon. But I'm not the biggest fan of it, because they're quite hard to get. So I wanted to go for something that's quite easy to get. So I decided to go for the Giant Squatter. So yeah, let's get going. As I said, these videos are going to be quite long because I want to try and do...
is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods war, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask, Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung-eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing. The Tarnished of for the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
So, that's that opening cutscene. I haven't watched it in. I think the last time I watched that opening cutscene was the first time I played this game. The voice acting in this game is so fucking good. Yeah, okay, don't need that. I should have made Bonk bald. Bonk is always bald. Oops. The controls are slightly different in this game. It's a triangle to pick up items now. I'm gonna go out here. Chapel of Anticipation. I do know a bit about the story and the lore and stuff of this game, so I will be talking about the bits I do know, as we get to them in the game. I don't know why we start here. I can't open the... Oh, I can't open the map, never mind. I didn't know I could open the map here. That's weird. Anyway, it's... Like, you can this is an area you can come back to, like, way later. I say way later, it's towards about the halfway point of the game, which, by comparison, is actually quite late in the game. But yeah, this is a grafted scion. Don't worry about not being able to kill this guy, because you are supposed to die to it. It's like that. If you played Sekiro, it's like Genichiro at the start of the game. I thought the game had crashed then.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
The thing I've always loved about these games, this and Dark Souls 3 in particular, it always like shows like characters and bosses and stuff that you will eventually meet at the start as you play the game. So down there, oh yep, excuse me, is the tutorial. You can go down and fight the hardest boss in the game if you want. Soldier Godric. If you know why I'm joking about that, then you know. If you don't worry about it. I'm not going to go down and do the tutorial. I think you guys have watched me play Souls games enough. I think you guys know that I know how to play them. I don't think I need to show you that. Like, anyway, up here, he only gives you like 200 runes anyway. Yeah, they're called runes in this game too. They're not called souls, which I was getting wrong forever for the first time I played this game. Use the golden seed I started with. Allocate flash charges. This is back. I'm gonna just use all health because I'm not gonna be using magic like at all. Apart from, like, I think the closest thing I'm going to be using to magic is summons, which, yeah, spoiler alert, I am going to be using summons. Call me controversial all you want. I don't care. It's my playthrough. I'll play it how I want. I've got a problem with that. Not my issue. But yeah. Without further ado, welcome to Limgrave. So, no, full disclosure, I'm not going to go down and fight the tree sentinel immediately. I'm not one of them players. I will admit, I did do that on my first playthrough. Not in a way I could just run right past him. Because that's the thing. When I first played this game, I wasn't sort of like a Soul veteran, so to speak. But like, I'd played previous Soul games. So when I first seen a boss, I was like, oh, I can, he's the first boss of the game or whatever. Which he is, just he's not the first main boss of the game. Also, this, like, shining light, I don't know how well it's coming out. Yeah, you can see it, okay. It's basically your guide. So you can see this line on the map, this, like, yellowish line on the map. That kind of points you where you got to go. So these will be pointing towards Stormvale, which is up here. It's sad that I've played this game that much, so I can tell that without even the map. Yeah, I know, the map's blank. Don't worry about it, we'll be grabbing fragments later. As this is... I can never remember... I never know how to say his name. It's either Vare or Var, and I've heard people say both pronunciations. So, if you've played any of the Dark Pictures anthology games, this guy's voice will be very familiar.
Oh yes, tarnished are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the round table hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity.
He basically tells me that I've got no girls, which isn't true, because in real life I am actually married. Happily at that.
You, however, there is one shining ray of hope for even the
Shout out to my wife. Just random shout out, because I feel like I don't talk about her enough in these videos.
Take care to listen. Are you familiar with grace? The golden light that gives life to you, tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance of grace, a path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed, grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you, tarnished, to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave. Grace's guidance will reveal the path forward, most certainly, to Castle Stormvale, over on the cliff.
There?
The home
My
of
head
the
is? Top of my head is?
demigod, Godric the Glass.
Yeah, I think that's Stormvale.
It's time to castles if you seek. It's time to
Okay, yeah, you're
castles
saying
if
something.
you seek.
So a piece of advice, I think I've said this in previous playthroughs, but just to reiterate it, kind of. If you're talking to an NPC like Var here, or Vare, or whatever his fucking name is, always keep talking to them until they are saying the same thing over and over. So for those who haven't played the Dark Pictures anthology games, this Vare's voice actor is the same one as... Is it the narrator in the Dark Pictures games? Or is it the curator or whatever? Yeah, it's the same voice actor. Anyway, rest here. He won't move until we do Stormvale, which won't be for probably another couple of parts yet. Actually, he doesn't move until we do something in the round table. Yeah, the round table, for context, is... I'll explain a bit more about it when we go there. The round table is this game's file link, or the Hunter's Dream, if you've come straight to the Soft My series from Bloodborne. It's... yeah, you can fast travel, which has been a staple in these games since... which game did they introduce it in? Well, Dark Souls, well, it's been on all of them, technically. So... got your first smithing table, which, yeah, you can smith your own items now as opposed to having to go to a blacksmith. We will be meeting a few blacksmiths in this playthrough. The first one's in the Round Table Hall. The other one is not in this area. It's in Liurnia, which is the next area over. But this is our first merchant, Carly. He stays here. He's not one of these traveling merchants. He is only in this area, as far as I know. I think there is a point in the game he dies. I don't know when it is. I think it's like right at the end of the game where there's a world state change. I don't want to... I know this game's been out for a few years now, but I don't want to spoil anything in case anybody's coming fresh to this. Like, they've never seen anything Elden Ring related before. If you've played or seen Elden Ring before, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then we'll obviously cross that bridge when we come to it. Yeah, this is Garley.
You're a tarnished.
Okay, I'll show you his name.
But I can also see that you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something? I am Kale, purveyor of fine goods.
So yeah, he sells, as I said, he's our first merchant. He'll like talk to us, so you can talk to him. I don't have any souls. Damn it. I was gonna buy the crafting kit. And the torch. I can get runes, it's fine. So let's talk to him a bit more.
Nomadic people, selling wares as I travel. The land has been tainted by madness since the shattering of the Elden Ring. It's only tarnished like yourself, who keep things from drying up entirely. Let's say you're a very welcome customer.
And then recommendation.
If you can spare the runes, you should buy yourself a crafting kit. A crafting kit allows you to make basic items on your own. Essential, really, if you intend to survive out here for any duration. The kit costs a bundle, and I admit I do take my cut. But the important thing is that you survive. Every customer counts, after all. You know, if you should
It
buy
just sends,
yourself
yeah, it
crafting
sends over and
essential,
over.
the kit
Okay.
costs a bundle. Important
So there's an NPC that we'll encounter later on. We come back to him for an emote that will be able to essentially bring him down to be able to talk to him. If you know who it is, then you know, but if you don't, then I won't spoil it. He's my favorite NPC in this entire game. Mostly because, as I've said a couple of times on this channel, I'm Welsh, and the character in question is also Welsh. As I said, we'll talk to him. That'll either be later on in this part or it'll be in the next part. Haven't quite. It depends how well we do, because we're at 20 odd minutes now. So, oh yeah, there's a designated crouch button in this game too. So the controls for Elden Ring from like Dark Souls 3 and stuff are quite different. So there's a designated crouch button. There's a designated jump button now, and I think the rest are the same. Oh, and obviously triangle is collect items and whatever. Touchpad is obviously talking about a map. If you're playing on PlayStation like I am, then that's obviously the case. If you're playing on Xbox and or PC, it's the... I want to say share button. I could be wrong. I don't know what the dedicated button like names are for the Xbox controller. I was a diehard Xbox player for. I have been a diehard Xbox player for most of my life, and I don't know what the new ones are. Anyway, in here, I'm going to be doing as many of these as possible. So this cave is kind of like just full of wolves, and there is a boss. That's kind of why I come in here. The boss is I think it's called the Beastman of Crumbling Pharaoh Missoula, or something along them lines. It's an enemy type. That's another thing about this game and the bosses is most bosses, especially early on, are enemy types will be encountered later in the game. Wolves. And while it's cool, it's just kind of like it's frustrating that they're enemy types early on. It's a bit nitpicky on my part, granted, but still. Anyway, down here. This cave is why I wanted a torch, but going in here with that one isn't the end of the world. Oh, Beastman of Pharaoh Missoula, sorry, not Crumbling Pharaoh Missoula. Crumbling Pharaoh Missoula is the area. It's one of the, oh, come on, I hit you. It's one of the later areas we go to. Oh, come on, I dodged. Okay, good start. Thankfully, there's a shortcut we can take that will take us to. We don't have to go. Basically, it means we only have to fight the one wolf as opposed to the however many we fought just now. Yeah, it just basically says that runes and stuff will drop upon death, and if you die again before collecting them, they'll be gone forever. Which, you know, it's the same as Dark Souls / Bloodborne. Although there wasn't any alternative to in Bloodborne that I know of. Because in Dark Souls you've obviously got the ring of sacrifice, and then in this you've got sacrificial twig, which is essentially the same thing. So. I just realised I've got wild strikes on this house. Their weapons are cool. Okay, I got you down to top health. Thankfully, this guy only has the one phase. I was gonna say, if we've got a phase 2, this is a hell of a time to tell me. I'm recording the first episode. A Let's Play series. That's the thing. That's the thing. That boss is quite tough early on. Like, it feels like a boss you should like level up and stuff and then come back. But like, it's like accessible right from the get go. So like, I don't see what the point would be really. But so the other thing I like about these loading screens is they show areas we'll be going to later. So. Alright. Now this area is done, we can run up here. Ignore, unless anything attacks you, obviously ignore everything for now. There's like a whole like settlement down here. See that tower pillar thing just above where my head is, the top of my head is? That little like glowing item at the base of it is the map fragment for this area. That's what they all look like. It isn't just like designated for each area. I'll run over here real quick, and we're going to talk to Melina. I always pronounced it Melina for a while, but I learned recently it was it's Melina, not Melina, which...
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. offer you an accord.
An accord?
Have you heard of the
Oh, hair wasn't that light a minute ago.
They serve the two fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidens.
So you can call me maidenless.
can
I have a
be the
wife, you
wife
know.
of maiden,
Well, she doesn't know that, but
turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree.
So if an NPC always asks something of you, always say yes.
Then it's settled. Summon me by
Because
grace
9 times out of 10 it will lock you out of something otherwise.
Ah, another matter. I bequeath to you this ring.
Bequeath. What are you, Shakespeare? Yeah.
Use it to traverse great distances. It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent. Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect.
Thanks. I want to level up while you're
Let
here.
share them with me.
So as I said, we're doing a strength build, so
Your ambitions.
my health and stamina are fine for now. Okay, bye. So yeah, we can now summon Torrent. Torrent is an adorable little horse we can get from this game. I always put him on triangle and down because it's just the controls I'm used to. So what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna wrap this. No, we can keep going. Got the map fragment. Run past you guys. Down here. There's a great set here. You can see the like little sparkles. I'm gonna rest and turn it to day because there's a bridge up ahead that a boss called the Knight's Cavalry will be on if we don't, and we're not equipped to fight that thing yet. So past time till noon. There we go. Because when it says morning, it's like still quite dark out, so the Knight's Cavalry can still be out, and I'm just like, no, I'm not dealing with that shit today. I finally learned where this guy is too. He's here somewhere. Where though? Been watching a certain loudmouth Irishman play this game recently, and he showed me where this guy was, and I've forgotten where it is already. Fantastic.
Why won't anyone look me in the eye? I'm not that ugly, am I?
It's like a standard thing. I can't work out where it is. What the fuck? I have to go back and watch Jack's video. There's no point in me denying it. You know who I'm on about. Work out where he is, because there are a couple of NPCs in this game that I will be doing the quest for. There's a NPC called Rani who we won't be meeting until a little bit later in the game. We'll be talking to her, and I'll be getting her ending. Basically, to get her ending, all I have to do is complete a quest, which is pretty simple. So, speaking of Rani, actually, let's go back here. Somebody's waiting for us. You don't have to do this; it's completely optional. But I like to do it now, just so I get the spirit sounding bell.
May I have a word?
So this is Rani. She introduces herself as Raina here for some reason. Raina's her mother, I believe. Or I don't know. It's a bit confusing because I'm not sure. Like, because the naming scheme of like every demigod is they named after their parents. So like, Margit, who's like the first main boss, is named after his mother, Marika. You've got Godric's name, Godfrey, and so on. But yeah, this is Rani, or Rhina.
I am the witch Rena. I'd heard tell of a tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed, and upon looking into the matter, the talk I surmise is of thee. Thou art possessed of the power, no?
She's saying
Spectral steed named Torrent.
yeah, basically she's asking, can I summon Torrent, which I can. So.
As I had hoped, I was entrusted this for thee by Torrent's former master.
Spirit calling bell and lone wolf ashes.
Tis a bell for calling forth spirits. Summon them with it. From ash and return to the Erdtree, the spirits will obey thine command but briefly, as they recall battles past. Now it is thine, to do with as thou wishest.
Thanks, Rana.
Forgive mine intrusion. I doubt we shall again meet. How long will it be before the tarnished tire?
You walk away and she disappears. So, as I said, that's completely optional. You don't have to do that, but it gives you the spirit calling bell, which you can use to summon any spirit. It doesn't have to be the lone wolf ashes. I don't like using the lone wolf ashes. Controversial, I know. I just realized it's back to night now. Fucking Rani showed up. I will admit, my very first playthrough I played on on Elden Ring, I did use them initially, and they were useful. Just they're kind of like the further into the game you get, the more useless they become. So I don't like using them. The first two bosses, Margit and Godric, respectively, you can summon for anyway. There's 2 NPC summons that you can get outside either boss room. Which I'll talk about when we get to them. I won't be fighting Margit for another 3 or 4 parts, I don't think, because I want to do a couple of things before I go and do Margit. And then I think I'm going to do Margit, Godric, and Stormveil all in one video, I think. I haven't decided yet. It depends. Because I think once I go and get the Morning Star, which is the weapon I'm going to be using, as I said at the start, for most of this game, I'm going to end the video here because I want to dedicate Weapon Peninsula to a full video, and I want to dedicate getting this. And then I want to go and get a minus bell bearing from Liurnia, and then I want to do Margit, Stormveil, and Godric. So it'd be about 3 parts. There'll be Margit, Godric, and will probably be about part 4 then. Depending. We'll see. Anyway. Oh, bridge of sacrifice. This bloody bridge. So anyway, down here, there's a NPC that's down there. We'll talk to her in a second. Here's the Weeping Peninsula. Here's a grey site. Grace discovered. Set up the grey site. Stand back on Torrent. Go over here, talk to... This is Irina? Or Irene? I can never remember what her name is.
Hello?
She's blind.
Is somebody there? Might I bend your ear
For some reason.
please? My name is Irina.
Irina.
I've escaped.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's ever explained why she's blind.
The servants there have rebelled. I can't be sure what it is. My eyesight's been weak since birth, you see. But
It's a birth defect. Okay, never mind.
My good father secreted me at the castle, but decided himself to stay. He says it's his duty. As commander.
father's life. The servants are full of wrath, filled with hatred for every one of us. They've since come for every one of the companions I escaped with. They haven't spared a soul. I fear it's no different at Castle Morn. Please, I implore you, would you mind taking a letter to my father at the castle, when my soul wishes that he escape, even if his honor should be the price? Please. I just want him to be safe.
So she'll give you the letter that she wrote for her father. Her father is still alive. He's in Castle Morn. We'll be doing that in the next video, though.
Deliver it to my father, who remains in the castle, if you please.
I do not, please. Anyway, down here, see that carriage, the one that's kind of like lopsided right ahead. That's what's containing the weapon of my choice. There are going to be wolves. There's that giant. There's a couple of night guys here as well. Just be wary. Sorry, a couple of dogs, not a couple of wolves. Give me the... Run away. Run away. So yeah. That is going to pretty much wrap it up for this video, guys. Let me get back to the grace side just so I don't die while trying to end the recording. Grace side. Okay, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Next video, we'll be doing the Weeping Peninsula. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!